Because that's the more devastating announcement. Hey, boss, you cure your yapitis yet? No, we're improving, but it's not cured. Creamy Casanova, thank you for the 50 streams in a row. Strober, thank you for the 100-bit cheer. Professional yapper struck low by Jaunt. Guys, I have to message them today. So actually, before we talk about me going bald, which is a genuine channel update, um, I'm just gonna voice this one of the most nonsensically upsetting things happened to me. It's probably the most upsetting professional professional interaction I have ever had in my life, which is some dude I don't know with 2 million followers invited me to be a main role, a primary contributor in a massive GTA RP event. And I have to say no, because to do it, I have to stream more than I can stream now. What we were doing this for? Shitty RP streams. Um, and so I haven't had a conversation with him yet, but I found that I like every week, like once a week, I will go through my DM requests, because I get a lot of bullshit ones, obviously. And I saw one from a person who was like TikTok verified, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And so I click into it, and I was like, holy shit, this person has 2 million followers. Why are they messaging me? And they were like, hey man, I'm reaching out to like a bunch of content creators who haven't done this type of thing before because I think it would be really fun. I'm putting together this like GTA. I think it was 5. I don't think 6 is out yet. This GTA 5 like RP thing. I think it's gonna be really fun. Um, and I'm gonna message them back today because I was trying to think of like, could I get a metal jaw? Could I be like that fucking One Piece character? What could I do? But but they had said like this is how much you would need to do it if you were going to do the main thing that I'm inviting you to do. And I was like, fuck. I definitely can't do that. Joe Amphibian, thank you for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Welcome back to Dog Heaven. I don't think you want to be like Axan Morgan. I was talking about Waffle. Because Z and I just watched One Piece Season 2, which, by the way, I feel like I'm going to get called a hater for this. I really, really like the One Piece live action. Season 2 is kind of a letdown, right? I went to the subreddit, which I know is a terrible population to survey, and they were like, this shit is awesome, but Season 2 felt... No. No, I didn't... Like, it's still good, but like Season 1 was like 10 out of 10. Like, I think the best way to frame it is what really drew me in about Season 1 as somebody who had not watched the One Piece anime or read the manga or whatever, is I was like, wow, they have done such an incredible job of translating anime energy into live action while making it like watchable. Like, I was watching all the scenes and I was like, fuck, dude, they're doing all this like they're talking larger than life. All the fight scenes are larger than life. It's so kooky, and yet it all just lands really well. And Season 2 felt like I was watching a Disney Channel show. Not all the time, but some of the time. It's not about the world building. I like the world building a lot. What I'm talking about is like the dialogue. Like a lot of the... It got better as the season went on, but the first like 3 episodes, all the conversations seemed like they were written as just like, this is the bullet point exposition we need to achieve, which I realize that's what dialogue has to do. It has to move the plot forward. But it felt like in Season 1 they did a really good job of compromising the like, here is a thing that should be corny anime phrase, and it sounds so fucking cool when they say it. And then Season 2 was all like, not all, but Season 2 had a lot more of, huh? So it's a girl whale? That's what I was missing. So it's a girl whale is actually exactly what I'm talking about with the fall off of Season 2 of One Piece, because When Zoro goes, so it's a girl whale, I was like, I'm back. That's what I came here for. That's what I've been waiting for. And like season one felt like nonstop, so it's a girl whale. That's what I'm trying to voice here. Season one felt like it was just back to back to back, so it's a girl whale. And season two, they still have the so it's a girl whale moments, and so many more of them just feel like Disney Channel writing. And it made me really sad. Maybe try to actively suspend your disbelief. Whatever could you mean? Whatever could you mean, Jace's cat? Because it's not like I don't. So it's a girl whale sounds like peak One Piece style. Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. Is like the adaptation part. Season one was peak. Season two, they did not adapt it as well. Is my current feeling. Smalltown thoughts on the Zoro versus 100 Goon scene. There has never been. That was the only time in the whole anime I was like, oh, it fucking sucks that they didn't make this rated R. A lot of work went into that scene. There was a lot of cool moments. This is another perfect example of the fall off I'm talking about, where it's not like the whole scene was bad. There were a couple moments in that fight scene that look awful because they are trying to sell extremely violent character cutting through a hall full of people, but we can never do any actual cutting. It all has to be slapstick. Like, that scene had some 10 out of 10 moments and some 0 out of 10 moments. And the 0 out of 10 moments, I was like, yeah, but he fought 100 individual stunt people, right? Like, the work that went into it, unimpeachable, super good. Actor, super good. Watching him slap somebody with an obvious piece of plastic and them pretending that they got cut in half. Yeah, so I think it was questionable given the constraints of like the PG rating they had to give it. I get that. I thought the bloodlines looked really bad. That's what I'm saying. Like if that, and I realize it couldn't have been this. If that could have been a hand-to-hand combat scene, I think it would have gone really hard. I even think 70% of the sword fighting they did show went really hard. But the 30% of sword fighting, where they were trying really hard to sell what was obviously a stuntman slapsticking against a plastic stick, really took me out of it. Really took me out of it. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull this up so we have a good background. Um, you can accept man with explosive boogers. That dude's my favorite. That dude fucking rules. He's he's actually a good example of what I would consider the season done well. Because like every time he was on screen, I could accept him as like, yeah, this is a man with explosive boogers, and this is how he's moving. The things I couldn't accept were like the opening scene of season two has some of the most wooden writing. I like it has my skit level of writing. Like it's fucking rough. Fucking rough, dude. And it gets better. I think the best showcase of it getting better over the season is like listen to any of Usopp's dialogue in episode 1 and any of Usopp's dialogue in episodes 6 through 8. It is like night and day believability as a character quality. It's like insane. And the same is true for like Sanji's lines at the beginning, Nami's lines at the beginning. Like it was just weird, man. It was just fucking weird. I watched all of season 2, dog. Again, I still like it. I'm not saying it's a bad I'm not saying it's a bad series, but I went from being converted to like a total One Piece believer after season 1 to being like, oh, okay, it's good. So you're recommending to push through the first 3 episodes? Yeah, I still think it's worth watching for sure. Um, it like the graph of no, hold on, I'm in the wrong thing. Flash Seeker, thank you for the 7 months with Prime. Welcome back to the dog home. Dragig, you did not miss a slot. One of the things we were talking about before we got into One Piece is we're going to be selling way fewer Commander Rows. We're not selling any for this week because my jaw is still healing. Question, what do you think of Tashigi? I don't remember who Tashigi is. Can you remind me? Warren Gideon, thank you for the tier 1 sub for the 3rd month in a row. Welcome back to the dog home. Still a better adaptation than Death Note. Well, yeah, they could have Luffy's actor shit his pants on screen for the entirety of every episode, and it would still be a better adaptation than Death Note. Smoker's Girl. She seems okay. She is one of the like in my mind, I was keeping a running percentage of how much of your dialogue is Disney Channel bullshit, and she had a decent proportion. She was like 80% of the time I didn't feel like she was a Disney Channel character, and then 20% of the time she felt like a Disney Channel character. Versus like Usopp in the first half of the season, every word out of that motherfucker's mouth is Disney Channel. The actor's doing his best. Sorry, not every word. The scene the scene that got me to be like, okay, Usopp's actor still has it was when he's on the phone in Logtown. Him being on the phone in Logtown, I was like, okay, he's still got it. They're giving him bullshit. And then the rest of the season, his dialogue got better and better and better and better and better. Don't Bill Lewin again, Windwalker, you crazy motherfucker. Put it down. Little Garden's huge for Usopp. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Contained animosity. Thank you for the 100-bit cheer. My wife didn't understand when my 3-year-old was feeding toy cars to his T-Rex. I had to remind her. Carnivorous, baby. Come on! Is it one of those times where the actors are doing good but the writing is eh? Yes. And the writing gets better. The writing is, I would say, not even writing is eh. I would say the writing is actively bad for the first 3 episodes. It improves greatly from there. I don't know, like, I don't know what happened. If they had to like change around plot lines, if they were like, we have a lot of exposition we have to get through. But the the writing is just like woof, woof. And dragging, I might change my mind. It depends on how today's stream goes. Condensing a billion chapters into less than that number of episodes. I don't even think it was that because they didn't get that much. Like a lot of the writing I didn't like was just when it was developing the rapport between the characters, and the rapport between the characters. Uh, I'm not quoting actual scenes here. This is how bad they felt in my mind. Um, wow, that storm outside is raging. Not as raging as these peppers I'm making, Nami. By the way, we need to go shopping for more peppers. Like that's what the dialogue felt like. Not even plot points. Not even, oh, here's this like mystery we can't expand upon. Like they did not speak to each other how people speak to each other. Yo, that kind of hit? Shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't. Yeah, Marvel quippy. That's that like Disney Channel thing I'm talking about. Average. No, that's not just anime in it. Go watch season 1. That was what they did better. Like that was what made the One Piece live action such a fucking hit success was they were able to do that and it didn't feel like I was being talked to by a Disney Channel show. And then they still got it sometimes here. Like the again, so it's a girl whale. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. I gamer leaned in my bed watching the show, and I was like, yeah. And it went great. What's your opinion of Nico's hallway scene? People are going to be mean to me on the internet if I give my opinion on that. I'm going to go to the ad break, so only the real ones, and by real ones I mean people who give me money, can stay for my opinion on this. How how evil? Uh, Durtron, thank you for the Prime sub. Welcome to the dog home. I think Nico Robin's hallway scene and Nico Robin's character as a whole, I have the same feeling as Usopp. I think every line of dialogue they gave her was trash up until the very end of the season. And then by the very end of the season, pretty good. The actress, amazing. The actress, selling it as best she can. What is she selling? Dog shit. But the like how her powers work, very cool. Like the visuals are mostly unimpeachable. Um, Not totally. Anybody who watched the Wapple fight knows what I'm talking about. That shit was heinous. But yeah, a lot of see that was the thing where I was like, people on Reddit were talking about like, God, it was so good, it was so compelling. I was like, it was kind of bad. It wasn't super bad, but like she walked up and I thought she was gonna say some hard shit, and then she gave me some like Disney Channel shit. Yeah, Mr. Three, my man Dace Malchain, amazing. He's a really good example of like corny positive. Yeah, or Dastal Malchain. David. I'm gonna call him David. David ate that shit up every single scene he was in, and he was cringe the whole time, but he was cringe and committed, and it felt like his character believed everything he was saying. I didn't think Nika Robin was in the Drum Kingdom storyline. What? But she's in the season. HSV Pyro, thank you for the 3 streams in a row. Uh, Cecily, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Welcome to the dog home. And Lord Fenix, thank you for the Prime sub. I appreciate those Jeffrey dollars. Durtron, thank you for the Prime sub as well. So yeah, if it, so I'm with One Piece, I'm at a place of I'm gonna watch the next season. If the next season maintains this trend, I will not be watching after that. Yeah, and I think Alec, man, I think she's in there, but yeah, she's not in the Wapple fight or anything like that. I guess it depends on your tolerance of cringe. Personally, I like the live action series. I still like it too. I don't think you can't be. It's not even about cringe because the times where they were cringe was better. What was bad to me was the times where it was like really wooden talking without being cringe. Because I think there's a ton of examples of cringe positive. Like Buggy's actor continued to eat that shit up every single scene he was in. Is that a serious character? Fuck no. Are you gonna look at the man in the dollar store clown costume and be like, "Yo, bro's hard"? No, but he's awesome, and I support him. I don't remember what your exposure to One Piece was before this. Have you read the manga or watched the anime before then? I have tried 3 times to watch the anime. I can't do it. I hate the art style. I hate the art style of One Piece. It upsets me on a visceral level. I have like a prey drive response. I'm like a hawk who's seen a poorly drawn rat in a field. I'm swooping, bro. I can't yeah. Um but I'm like vaguely aware of the story beats because of memes that I see on the internet. And my opinion of One Piece has always been, "Oh, this is a great story. I'm never watching." Oh my god, yeah, Alvida's actress. Like that's the best example of what I don't of the poor execution of the season. That is the low point. For the 2 low points are Alvida fight, Wapple fight. Those are heinous, bro. You can't tell me like, "Oh, that's just anime. Oh, that's just how adaptations go." Those were like Charlie Brown on the banana peel level flops. And then there were a lot of really good high points, like all the shit on Little Garden. Hell yeah. Most of what Zoro's doing, hell yeah. Booger Man, hell yeah. Like I can get behind the cringe. Smokers stuff, hell yeah. I can get behind the cringe and the cartoony and the whatever, but like you got to do it. You got to do it well. And the fucking the Alvida shit was done so badly. It was done so badly. Like the Alvida fight was the type of shit where I was just imagining the actress like being on the set going, I went to Juilliard for this, while having like an existential crisis. I haven't watched the anime but read the manga. I know Oda's got a real love for caricature, so does a lot with overexpressive emotion. I can see it not jiving with some people though. It's not even the overexpressive emotion. Like I can't put my finger on any one part of it. It's just the whole way he shapes people. Like the way he makes faces look, dude. Was it really that bad? LOL. The Alvida fight is really that bad. The rest of the season, like it was just this guy went live to talk about One Piece. No, I went live to talk about channel updates and somebody asked me about One Piece, and so as I am wont to do, I am talking about it for like 40 minutes. No, you will tolerate this fucking slander, Tomu, because this slander is deserved. Um the One Piece season 1, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. One Piece season 2, like 7 out of 10. Still good. 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, pretty good. The Alvida fight, negative 50 out of 10. Holy shit, I almost stopped watching. I almost quit out of the entire fucking season when we were watching that fight because that was crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of good, a lot of bad. It averages out pretty good, but the lows are really low. Yeah. Big Chopper's face is so ugly, but normal Chopper is so cute. Don't body shame the reindeer, you motherfucker. Oh, the One Piece slander was the anime's art. Yeah, I mean that's just subjective, right? Like people like what they like, and it's just not for me, and that's okay because it's for most of the world population, right? Super popular anime. I'm fucking wrong here. Tons of people love it. That's okay. My understanding was that he drew a lot of inspiration from older American cartoons. There's a whole story arc that just boils down to the Straw Hats to the Laugh Olympics from Hanna-Barbera. That does make sense because old American cartoons piss me off too. Like the art style on those also makes me angry. Betty Boop. Yeah, they got that Betty Boop shit. Tom and Jerry hater. I can do Tom and Jerry in small doses. So here's I don't know how true this is. This is how I rationalize it. I think the reason I can't deal with that Betty Boop shit is because I grew up on a farm until I was 7 years old. I did not have a TV until I was 8 years old. And my mom told me when I got my first television and she turned on Barney, I crashed the fuck out. She flipped it to Teletubbies. I crashed the fuck out. Because I had only ever seen like chickens and shit. I had seen people, I had seen dogs, I had seen farm animals. And I started seeing these like cartoony things, and I was like, that's an alien. We have to kill it with a rock. I almost broke our first TV. And we were poor as shit. So there would have been no more TV for like a year if I had broken that shit. Bro thought the TV was fire. Yeah. And so that has kind of continued the whole time. This explains so much about you. It shouldn't. I just got here. What's his take on One Piece? I'm just talking about the live action season 2 being a lot worse than season 1. Maul is like what would happen if you gave a medieval peasant a Dorito. That's why I'm crazy. That is what that... I am a medieval peasant who was visually provided with a hot Cheeto. Not even a single picture book? Wow. I mean, I did later, but again, we were like my mom was a poor farmhand. I was hanging out with our cat most days. Like I could do Calvin and Hobbes once I was taken into civilization. I could do Calvin and Hobbes. Um what are the other ones I could be exposed to? Did she have chickens? Yeah. one last One Piece thing. What did you think of the Chopper backstory arc? Peak, very good. Chopper backstory arc was the only thing that convinced me they still had it, like really had it. Chopper backstory was fucking fire, and oh yeah, that doctor, Doctor Zhivago or whoever the fuck, he was another example of like this character is cringe as hell and is awesome. Cringe as hell, but he is committed to it and he sells it with every scene he is in. He sells that dumb fucking King's Cross hairstyle. Uh, so yeah, I was a very big fan of the Chopper arc. My man would have seen Cat Dog and thrown himself out of a window. I Cat Dog does make me angry. Cat Dog does make me very upset. Garfield, I could do Garfield, yeah. I think it was easier for me to do still images than it was for me to do. Like I hate seeing them move. I sound like a luddite, but I hate watching the aliens move. It's like Alien on an autopsy table versus Alien running at you. No. Have you watched The Last Airbender? Yeah, art style did piss me off a little bit. Not so much that I couldn't watch it, but it was like it actively detracted from my joy from start to finish. Invader Zim was awesome, but also made me want to throw up. Yeah, see, like I couldn't do Invader Zim. Man, you would not survive 90s anime. Correct. Correct. Same thing happened with JoJo's. Right, I tried to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure a few times. Can't do it. Do you think live action should closely represent the source material as possible or put a live action spin on it? I think stuff has to change. I think what makes it a great live action or not is understanding where you need to represent the source material as closely as possible and realizing where you can change it a bit. And I'm not good enough as a writer, as a comedian, as a video maker to have any understanding of where that is. But I do know that if you try to make it just a faithful representation of the source material, it's not going to land as well as if you understand when you can make little diversions. Why were you not able to watch JoJo? Sorry if you said it, I was making food. Same art style thing. People have showed me stills from later seasons of JoJo's, and I think I could watch later seasons of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and not crash out. But early JoJo's Bizarre Adventure makes me tweak. Paul, would you like Waffles Fruit Power? I feel like it would fix your jaw and be great for custom cards and bits for shorts. I think it would be fine because it comes with like unending hunger, right? Which I already have. So, fuck yeah. Okay, so knowing all this, I just want to deeply apologize for my previous review request. No, you're good because they're stills, right? The aliens on the slab. Genuinely, all of the custom card artworks on the decks you have sent in do not bother me because they're not moving at me. If I saw them move, I would be upset. I, I would be mad at you. You would have apologizing to do, but you don't right now. Not even the Pact of Negation one. I don't remember the Pact of Negation one. Sorry, I think of the 5 streams in a row. Congrats on your upcoming meeting with the Critical Role cast. That should be cool. Are you afraid of gifts? Deeply. I can't wait for them to print magic cards that move. Jeez. It would be cool to eventually get to a level where we could have like Yu-Gi-Oh's Duel Monsters holographic shit come up from the card. All right, legit question to sate my curiosity. What is it about the live action One Piece that you were able to get over to some degree You didn't fuck with the suits of Kamen Rider when you saw them, despite both being live action. I genuinely want to know where the divide is, if it's something you can even define clearly at all. I can believe that in 80% of One Piece live action situations, the person is wearing what they're wearing and taking themselves seriously. I cannot believe anybody in the Kamen Rider universe yells, "Suit up!" or "Shazam!" or "Kablamification!" or whatever the magic word is, and turns into that and fights as a serious person. It's about internal character consistency. Like, I can believe that Sanji thinks he looks good. I can believe that Luffy thinks he looks good, even though he looks like a fucking idiot. You know, there's an internal fidelity that I can accept. What makes Bleach different? Swords are really cool. Straight up, I'm not even going to try to defend the Bleach art style or defend the Bleach characters. Swords are really cool. Yelling Bankai is hard as fuck. Give those Kamen Rider motherfuckers some big swords. I'll like them too. Cause yeah, like I think Booger Man, they do have big swords, so they look plastic. Hold on. You're not being serious with me. You're not being serious with me. Cody Coy, thank you for the $10 super chat. Garp had 100% confidence that his big dumb dog hat looks great. That's what I'm saying. The 100% confidence. No, sorry. There are swords in One Piece. It's the One Piece problem is not the aesthetics. The One Piece problem is the writing. Like One Piece sold their aesthetics very well. They did not sell the writing. But I'm just one guy. I'm one guy who's correct, but I'm just a man. But the anime aesthetics made you angry. Yeah, that's because Oda draws stuff like a fucking maniac. This is fucking diabolical. Fucking diabolical. Alec, man, this may just be a failure of my articulation. I don't think they have to look realistic. Um, they don't sell it. Only way I can say it. Like Bleach characters, yeah, they look like toys. Like Bleach characters, they walk around with a sword the size of a house. I'm like, yeah, they wear that for self-defense to defend the Seirete. These swords, I'm like, nah, you're LARPing. It's still cool. Like I would play with this if I was a kid. All do links get killed? I think so, yeah. Yeah, this man. I remember right when I finished season one of the One Piece live action, I Googled where should I begin watching the anime? Where should I begin watching the anime if I've just watched season one of the live action and now I'm really into One Piece? And they were like, oh, you go to this episode. I made it 1.5 minutes into that episode before I fuck you. I imagine it's something with proportions have to make sense in some way. Oda like to make them funny. No, because I like Johnny Bravo. I enjoyed Johnny Bravo as a child, so I don't think it has to be realistic. Hey boss, during your time off, I've been tinkering with a lantern control deck in bracket 2 so I can take it to Gen Pop. I know this is probably a fruitless endeavor and I won't succeed, but damn it, I will keep pushing this rock up a hill. So not only boss, I've been building a control deck for bracket 2. Before we even get into the infeasibility of trying to do lantern control, which does not work in Commander, No matter how badly whoever you fucking like the most from Commander Goldfish tries to make it work in Commander, it's not gonna fucking work. You think that's bracket 2? You think? You think in the fucking Calvin Ball playground bracket you can go, hey, show me everything you want to do. I'm going to decide if you get to do it or not. Say please. Look at me. Say please. I'm your father now. Say please. Absolutely not. I have a friend who has a Kefka Lantern control deck. It's fine-ish. They don't have a fucking Lantern control deck. They have a Kefka deck. They have a Kefka deck that sometimes makes people mill too. What are you fucking talking about? Kefka Lantern control. Yeah, I'm gonna Lantern control you after I make you discard your whole hand and I draw 7. The Lantern doesn't matter! I'm not worried about the lamp! Hey, by the way, dickhead, discard everything you've ever drawn and also head ass. Please. Please, Lantern can. Every time somebody tries to tell me, it's like it's the internet's white whale is fucking a Lantern control deck that works. They always tell me about some other shit that works that they then shoved Lantern of Insight into. Personal question from Tomu. In all seriousness, do all control decks have to be bracket 3? Yes. I kind of wonder if that's my problem, since so many of my decks are control decks, but they're pretty slow on the win. Yes. Control is incompatible with bracket 2. The idea of bracket 2 is we're going to let people do things, and we're going to try to go over the top of one each other. We can still interact, but we should not be trying to totally shut somebody down. The whole point of control is identify the fast strategies and shut them down, and then win with your own combo over the top of that. It is like you should not ever do it below bracket 3. Speaking of Kefka, how much of a bad person would I need to be to make a bad Kefka clone stack? Ask Tomu. That would be cool. Do it. Yeah. Richard Slurps, welcome to the dog home for the 15th month. Welcome back. Hey, Mald, how's it been? Pretty bad, but it's getting better. Mald, what are your thoughts on people using a tool like untapped.gg when playing on Arena? Is that not considered cheating? From what I saw, it lets you see what cards are left in your deck. I don't think it's technically cheating. Spiritually, it is. I don't particularly care. I don't have a lot of like stake in who wins what games on Arena, but like definitely that's cheating. For the exact same reason that you can't have like somebody coaching your plays in an in-person Magic event. It's just cheating that for whatever reason didn't look enough like cheating for people to get mad about, so now we're all allowed to do it. I mean, can you have somebody like it's not cheating if you're allowed to I think if it's something you could write down with pen and paper, I do not care. Right, and that's why we didn't care, but it's disingenuous to pretend that people would be capable of tracking it to the same degree if they were just writing some shit down every once in a while. Like the whole point of untapped.gg is that the average player and even the average professional player is not tracking things that precisely at every moment of the game because their brain can't handle it without running out of time. And so you're using that to overcome, like it's a PED. It's steroids. It just is. And again, I think it's fine to do so on Arena because who fucking cares? But like we're trying to pretend that the steroids isn't steroids. Could you bring in a deck list and mark off cards as you draw them? Yes, but people don't because it's very difficult. which is the whole point I'm making, is that the untapped.gg thing is a tool to automate something that would be very difficult. And in my mind, part of the purpose of the competition is to test your ability to manage those things yourself. I am not the ultimate arbiter of what's important in Magic, and I also don't care about the results of competitive Magic. And so I'm not up in arms about whether or not they ban it or not. Another funny thing, the enhanced games happened a few weeks ago, only one world record. Yeah, because most Olympians are on steroids. Like you wanna watch the enhanced games, watch the Olympics. Is it a problem the same way as counting cards in a casino is? Um okay, so untapped.gg is not counting cards in a casino. Untapped.gg is having an earpiece in your ear in which somebody is counting cards for you and telling you the results. That's what it is. Which I still think is fine for playing on Arena, because again, who fucking cares? But people are acting like, oh, well, I could just do it myself. Yeah, but you don't, because it's difficult. Why is gang on screen? Oh, because I was tweaking about how much I hate the One Piece art style. I just think something like that should be banned, TBAs. Like, imagine paying $40 to enter an event on Arena, and somebody is using that to determine what's left in their deck to make a play, and you lose out on a lot of money. It's not difficult, it's tedious. Tedium can be difficult. Like, if I gave you an hour to let's say I gave you an hour to like sketch a really complicated blueprint or do a lot of really complicated math equations. I then told you you were racing a guy who had to do the same thing. You both had an hour to do it, and you were going to be judged on some objective criteria at the end of the hour, but you had to do it while picking up 10,000 grains of rice individually. It's not difficult, it's tedious. It's more difficult because of the tedium, motherfucker. That's how tedium works. Is it the same as running a chess simulation as you play? Yes. Yes. Not as much because the chess simulation can also like project going forward what will happen because it's more deterministic than Magic, but it is most similar to that. I may just be a bit too autistic, but I can look at my graveyard and remember what key pieces are still in my library. Without effort, I can do that. I'm not talking about being able to identify, like, oh, I still have these outs I can play to. I'm talking about being able to know at a moment's notice, I have a 42% chance of drawing this out. My opponent has a 37% chance of drawing this out, and only a 10% chance of drawing this out. That is what the untapped.gg difference is. They're telling you not only here are the outs you have left to play to, here are the outs, what percentage, like how likely they are to draw any given out. Does Untapped do that for you? That's kind of crazy. I don't think it does it for the opponent, but it does tell you, I believe it tells you like draw percentage, like likelihood you're going to draw land, how many pieces of what you have in your deck. It's the level of detail. I mean, I'm autistic enough that I have a vibe of about 10%. That's everybody who plays Magic. That's the population, Brother Bear. Again, I'm talking about like stone cold exact detail, which will influence what out you play towards. And it's about mental load. Like you might think you do it without effort. You do very little, if anything, with zero effort. What you do is you are so used to the effort that you tell yourself it's effortless. Nothing you do is effortless. It's just not. If you tell yourself it is, congratulations, you've just learned how to not pay attention to the effort that you put into the thing. Good for you. It doesn't make it not effortful. Yeah, autopilot's not zero effort. But much like the whole mana weaving thing in Commander, I don't think it's a level of like it's not a level of cheating that I'm personally concerned about people being punished for, but it is definitely a it is a level of advantage that if this were a serious thing should be taken as cheating. But it is not a serious thing, so it doesn't matter. The Hearthstone deck tracker thing is so powerful it even tells you optimal draft picks. I mean the untapped.gg thing does that for draft as well, yeah. Yeah, like that's dead ass cheating. You can even watch on my streams the difference between because there's been times I've run with the add-on, so I'm not just talking bullshit off of like what I think the add-on is like. I have used the add-on, and you can watch me draft, but I'm going off of what the add-on is telling me is the right thing to draft and the right archetypes to play into. And when I'm just going off of what I can glean from data I've seen, night and fucking day, guys. And I realize I make my money by being a goober on the internet. I'm a like competent adult. I'm not going to pretend I'm some type of crazy, beautiful mind genius, but like I got a degree in chemical engineering. I know how to do math. I know how to study. I know how to learn things. Night and fucking day. It's steroids. It's steroids. I graduated to Neapolitan pizza with my TikTok journey. I'm so happy to hear your rage baiting is coming along. Is Future Man X here? The whole stream is for them. But without the ball shrinkage, right? Maybe. We don't know. Long-term effects of untapped.gg have not been studied. Have you watched To Be Hero X? It's very good. I've not watched it, no. I just like weaving on the principle if we were insured land drops, we'd have a separate land deck or a hearth mana system. True, but there's a difference between like most people who mana weave aren't mana weaving because they want to strictly ensure land drops at specific times. They're doing it because they want to ensure they don't get 5 in a row, which is a different impulse than I want to be 100% that I'm going to get a land every other turn. They're normally doing it because they're like, I don't want to go 5 turns with none, and I don't want to go 5 turns with only lands. What is mana weaving? Mana weaving is when you take a deck, and a lot of people fucking lie about this, so keep it a stack. Mana weaving, you take your deck. Let's pretend the top 20 cards are lands. Before they play the game, they will take their lands and they will put them in the deck every like 2 to 3 cards. They're doing this because they don't want to draw too many lands or too few. And you'll be like, that seems like they're stacking the deck. They are. It is cheating. We accept it because it's a casual format. Some people accept it because mana weavers like to lie, and they like to go, no man, I shuffle the deck after, so it's okay. But when they shuffle the deck, they do like 2 to 3 overhand shuffles like this. And if you ask them, without judgment, well, why do you mana weave? They have almost all said in my comment sections, well, I do it because if I mana weave, I only have to shuffle once or twice and then it's good. But if I don't mana weave, I have to shuffle like 10 times before it's actually randomized. Huh? You mean to tell me stacking your deck makes it so you don't have to shuffle it very much? Amazing. Amazing. Oh. What a cool life hack. Like there was somebody in my comment section the other day who was trying to beef about this and they were like, it's not cheating if you shuffle thoroughly after. And people press them going, well, why do you do it then? And they said, well, because I play a lot of lands every game, I have a lands deck. To get it randomized, I'll have to shuffle for 10 fucking minutes. But if you let me stack the deck, I can shuffle for 30 seconds and then we're good. Motherfucker. That's what makes it stacking the deck. You dumb son of a bitch. What? I think people think that randomized lists are well distributed. They want them to be, for sure. That's such a stupid argument. I refuse to believe anyone is actually making it. Every mana weaver is making it on a daily basis. Every fucking, like, this has come up, I think, in my comments maybe one time before, like a year or two ago, and every mana weaver is somehow leveraging the fucking double think of, oh, it's fine that I do this because I shuffle after, like I shuffle thoroughly after, and the reason I do it is because I don't have to shuffle very much, or I have to shuffle much less than if I don't do it. Oh, what? Oh, you put your deck in a predetermined distribution so that you didn't have to randomize it very much, so you could maintain that positive distribution? Oh, he's a genius. It's so stupid. And it's another thing that I don't even mind very much if we're playing in a casual game. Like if we're playing in a bracket 2 or bracket 3 game and you mana weave, I don't do it because I have come to accept that screwing and flooding is part of the fun of Commander. Like it's a feature, not a bug. Um, I'm not going to tweak very much if I see somebody do it. I will tweak if you try to tell me it's not cheating. Like the only person in that comment section who I respect is the guy who was like, I think it's dumb we consider it cheating in Commander. It generally makes games better, particularly if you're playing casual. That guy gets it. That guy has an actual fucking point. All the people try to be like, it's not cheating when I stack the deck. I shuffle it after. Why do you stack the deck? Because I don't have to shuffle very much after. I just like winning just because my opponent got mana screwed or flooded. Uh, correct. I think part of the reason I don't mind is because winning has become like I have now accepted that winning a commander game is meaningless and has very little, if any, bearing on like wins in commander just aren't earned. Accepting that has freed me from so much like tension and bias in the game. No, purple wave, you'd be good. What do you mean by they aren't earned? Like 90% of wins in a commander game are not, they are not a direct result of you being a better deck builder or a better player, particularly in casual. That's what I mean by they're not earned. And so if there's parts of the game where you're like anything where people are going, oh, we should change this about commander because it will mean that the better player wins more often, you are barking up the wrong tree. I was gonna ask, is this different for CEDH in your opinion? No, and part of the reason tournament CEDH is so miserable is because it's a ton of people who have convinced themselves that it is an actual like skill expressive thing. CEDH is very fun because you get to play with really powerful cards and you get to try to like you get to try to be competitive, but people playing CEDH outside of tournaments understand that it is an unserious thing. When you go to a tournament and everybody tries to pretend that the person winning the game is the person who played the deck the best or had the best deck, it all becomes fucking miserable instantly because the whole thing is built on a fallacy. I need to blow my nose. I will be right back. I think there definitely are players who are better at CEDH than others. There's a reason Ian wins so many tournaments, even playing suboptimal decks. Correct. You can be good at CEDH. A better way to frame what I'm saying is that most of what winning Commander measures is your ability to lie. And so when people think about, I have earned this win in the Commander game because I am good at Commander deck building, because I am good at playing Commander cards. No, 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 no. If you win a Commander game, it is 5% I built my deck well. It is 5% I played my cards right. 40% I got lucky. And 50% I lie better than other people at the table. I'm more charismatic. I'm more convincing. I got people to not pay attention to me, which people will then say, oh, that's being good at Magic, because they want to convince themselves that we are rewarding skilled Magic players. We are rewarding skilled yappers. That's it. That's it. I'm pissing now. I'm clipping that in case we can edit it. Now I'm pissing. Okay, it's being good at Ultimate Werewolf. You're right, but what the fuck is Ultimate Werewolf? Smalltown, I've gotten a reputation at our local LGS by always making sure to keep track of all triggers and stack interactions on the board, and I'll admit there's been a few times where I forget to remind someone of some important trigger they have and it nets me an advantage. Yeah, that's being good at Commander. That's the lying part. That's the being good at Commander because I'm a liar. Like a really great example of this is uh a really great example of this is like a thing people will hold up as an example of good Commander play. Veggie has talked about this, Nerd Girl has talked about this, is when there is a problem on board and you have interaction, not using it, and trying to get other people to use the interaction first by drawing attention to the fact it's a problem and then just not telling people you have interaction. It's a smart play. You get answers out of other people's hands. You don't use your interaction until it's absolutely going to kill you. And that whole thing is predicated on you implicitly lying about your ability to deal with the problem. It is like the whole premise of that, like, good, smart Commander gameplay is I am going to bullshit people by pretending that I think this is a problem we have to deal with while being able to deal with it and not telling anybody that I could have dealt with it the whole time until I've already won. That's fine. I love lying. That's why I like this game. But like it's all about lying, bro. The way I see Mana Flood and Mana Drought is if you end up with too much or too little land, that's just how the deck got shuffled. It can happen to anyone at any time with experienced players. Yeah, I don't have a totally peaceful approach to it, but the way I approach Mana Flood and Mana Screw now is I think of Commander as a roguelike, and Mana Flood and Mana Screw are just weird builds. you just learn how to pilot around them. You learn how to politic around the fact where you're like, I promise I'm not doing anything. I have a lot of lands. And then you hope that you draw like a 9 mana fucko. If you have very few lands, you can try to game about what's going to happen when you finally get that land. Like, it's just a different build in the roguelike. Feature, not a bug. Oh, it is about the Mets, baby. Anyone trying to have a hyper consistent game of Commander doesn't like Commander and should go play a 60 card format. I agree with that more and more. The more Commander I play, the more I agree with the statement. Any change you are making to try to make Commander more fair means you don't like Commander as much as you think. Brackish Brit, do a Warlock. Yeah, I'm starting to realize that, NGL. Yeah, and like it's making me like Commander more and play it less. I think a really big problem people have is they see Commander, they think it is this all-encompassing game that you can use for every social situation with every friend group ever. And then they get really pissed off because they have games that don't go well, that feel unfair. They got mana flooded, they got mana screwed, and they think that's bullshit. And it's because they're trying to shove a square peg in a round hole. And then they come up with all of these wet things like mana weaving, like house rules to be like, now we've made Commander fair, and now it's going to be more fun. And every time you try to make it more fair, you are eroding what Commander actually is and what makes it great. So now I have never had as much fun playing Commander as I do now, and I have never played less Commander than I do now. Because now whenever I play Commander, I know it's because I'm in the mood for what Commander actually is and not what I think Commander is. Or what I previously would hope Commander is. What are you playing now instead of the Commander you used to play? This is gonna really undercut everything I've said. League of Legends. Bro. Nah, come on, come on. I'm killing you with my mind. League of Legends, and I flame people in all chat. I've been playing a little ARAM recently. Oh, I have been playing Riftbound, actually. Real talk, guys. Riftbound 1v1 kicks the holy shit out of Magic 1v1. It's evil. It is insane. It is diabolical. I'll play Riftbound. I'll lose a game, and I will genuinely feel like I lost that game because I played badly. Instead of in Magic, where I play a game and I'm like, fuck, man, they drew two Sheoldreds. What the fuck was I supposed to do? I'll jam Riftbound so hard if they ever put it online. I don't like paper card games though. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. The defendant is mentally unwell. Thank you, Varlux. I appreciate that. I'm a I'm a Yone main in League, if anybody wants to understand just how much I like swords. Boo this man. Fuck you. I play Annie too. You are evil. I'm on a who are my Annie is fine. Alright, yeah. So does what's his face never show up? Future Man X, are you here? Any other Teemo main sound off? Nah, boo this motherfucker. I don't care. What's Teemo like? It's not all counter spells. Teemo, okay. My Magic the Gathering chat, I need you to understand. This motherfucker is playing Maha and then 800 tutors for Pestilence. That's what they do in League of Legends. Boo this motherfucker right now. Right now. Get the fuck out of here. Teemo is Lantern Control. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Based? You're banned. You're banned. We've lost control of the chat. Any other champs you like, boss? I like a ton. In League of Legends, I have a crazy deep pool. I'm not that good at League of Legends, but I can play like 60% of the cast to the same skill level, and that skill level is mediocre. You seem like an Alawi dude? Fuck you. Disrespectfully. I hate Alawi. I hate Alawi with my whole chest, which is not very much, but everything that's here hates that bitch. Would though. Would though. um, who's my? Let me pull up my most played. Okay, so this is my ranked history from this year. I'm going to normals now. It won't. Why won't this show the champion? Huh. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on with op.gg because I pulled up my like normals results history, and these are all different champions, but it won't give me the names of any of them, so I don't know who's where. But my like most played champion in normals I've only played 11 games of. My next most I've only played 7 games of. Then it's 5, then it's 4, then it's 4, then it's 4. So I play a ton of champs 2 to 5 times. I don't play many champions like over and over and over. Because I'm one of the few people in my group of friends who can play every role. And so I am normally swapping where I'm playing based on where who else is playing that night. Because we have a bunch of people who are one tricks. Let me see the ARAM win-loss stat. No, dude, I suck ass at ARAM. I hate that mode. When I win league games, it's because I win on the map. You put me in one lane, 5v5, all random, I have like a 40% ARAM win rate. That mode is death to me. Holy shit, you play League like a video game? This is unprecedented. Never before seen, bro. You got any thoughts on Swain, boss? I love him. I love a stacking minigame. I love Nasus, I love Swain, I love Smolder. I love anything where number go up infinitely. You play Mayhem ARAM? I will only play Mayhem ARAM. I will not play normal ARAM. So, boss, you're telling me you suck at team fighting? Horrible at it, actually. Really bad. I'm like, if you were to take, you know that like Pokemon IV chart? Hold on. You know these stupid fucking plots of like what your Pokemon are good or bad at doing? Um, I like team fighting is easily my lowest, my worst thing. I fucking suck at it. I'm decent at getting picks. I'm really good at farming. I'm really good at split pushing. And so normally if I'm winning the game, I'm winning the game because I'm trying to set up team fights where we auto win because we have a numbers advantage because I tricked somebody into like chasing somebody else top. You're good at PvE. I wouldn't say PvE because I'm also the person. You main top lane? No, I main mid, but I tell everybody on our team where to go. And so I main mid, and I tell our top laner, hey, you have to push to here, and then we're gonna see when we see these people come for you, the 4 of us are gonna fight here. So that is the part that I'm the it's definitely not chess, but like it's still PvP. But I'm not good at I'm not good at playing a 5v5. I am good at making a 5v5 a 4v3 or making it a 3v2 or like following my jungler to do a 2v1. Good at that. Maul'd be like, there's bogeys on my tail, unit Bravo at 10 o'clock. Basically. 1v1 Aximus, yeah, I do. Is exclamation point Discord. Could you please recommend a site that shows interactions recommendations for your decks? I'm new to Magic and my decks are just typo nonsense with game changers smashed in. Uh, EDHREC is kind of that. I don't know of a website that does that. Most of that is just like, but EDHREC will do that. Because if you go to EDHREC and you let's do it. Somebody give me a commander. Give me a commander you want to see some synergies to. Jetmir. Great, thank you. Actually, I want a non-shitty one. Delise. Okay, you stole that from Commander of the Day, but whatever. So if you go here, and then you click on a tag, right, like treasure, now we're looking at all the cards people put in their treasure decks. Corpse Knight should not be in the treasure deck. You can see like, oh, Mega Sacrifice a token, everybody loses a life. Okay. When tokens ETB under my control, lose life, gain a life. Okay. Smothering Tithe makes me tokens. Okay. Like you have to connect the dots yourself, but it will provide a lot to you. Hello, Mald. How's the Jaw Machine? Getting better. Oh yeah, Scryfall O tags actually. The thing is, Scryfall O tags don't show you what pieces have synergies with what other pieces. They can just tell you if you can think of a synergy, here are all the things that do that. So like O tag repeatable creature tokens in Golgari. There we go. So this will then show you every way to repeatedly make creature tokens in Golgari. It doesn't tell you what synergizes with making creature tokens in Golgari, but if you know you need a thing, and part of it can be like learning tags, because something that cares about creatures entering is a tag called Creature Fall. Now, some of this stuff cares about token versus non-token. Some of it cares about power. So, like, you still have to do research yourself. You didn't miss the updates. We have to do the updates. I've been waiting for Future Man X, who is the one person who's meant to get fucking their deck done today, and they haven't shown up. I'm gonna turn this. It's too dark in this room. It's kissing me. Okay, is the light being on behind me too harsh, or does that? It's too harsh, I think. Hold on. Okay, I think that's better. I turned on I have a big like key light off to the side that I turned on. So now the room doesn't look it looks like I was in a jail cell a little bit. Isn't this like the third time there was supposed to be a Future Man X deck roast and bro hasn't shown? Yes. Let me check my emails and see if I'm supposed to do it without them here. Because that could be the disconnect. There's been people in the past who were like, please do my deck. I won't be there. But do it anyway. Future Man X. Okay. All right. They did not specify in their primer that they didn't want to be there or that they were going to be unable to be there. Back to this. I think I. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, we might be getting mementoed. There may be a carbon monoxide link in my home. Where is. Oh. Okay, I found it. Okay, never mind. There is no memento gas link. It is not a fever dream. For some reason, because I have two emailed conversations with this guy, and in one of them, they emailed me being like, "Hey, I purchased this thing a long time ago. I haven't seen it. I was just wondering if something was up. Is there a delay? Do you have an estimation of when it will be?" And I said, "Oh man, I'm so sorry. Jaw's been hurt. I'll have it done soon." And I thought they had gotten an off-stream deck review when they had gotten a deck roast. And um so I went and I filmed an off-stream deck review, and when I was getting ready to send it to them, I realized, oh shit, they bought a roast instead. And so I emailed them back and I was like, my mistake. I won't be back to streaming until this week. Is Sunday good for you? And they said, yes, Sunday's good for me. And those were in different email threads. And when I searched their name only pulls up the first one and not the one where we scheduled the actual roast. And so I was like, did I never schedule a roast with them? But I did. I'm the best. Aegis Athene, thank you for gifting a tier 1 sub to Madra. Boss, what would you say is the best Riftbound starter deck for somebody who likes Simic card draw plus big creatures, then a Golgari player? Riftbound does not have a deep enough card pool for you to be inkblot testing yourself like that. For Riftbound, just start trying different shit. The archetypes are not deep enough. They will be soon, but they just don't have enough. You cannot yet build Rube Goldberg machines in Riftbound, and so you can't be like, oh, I'm a Golgari aristocrat player. This is, here's my 1-for-1. What that translates into in Riftbound. They have like stuff that cares about death triggers. There's some stuff that cares about making tokens, but it's not like super deep. Eric Baum AOE, thank you for the Prime sub for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Haven't felt like actually playing Commander for the last several months, but still tune in whenever I can and love the content. Thank you. Riftbound has problem of no product. That problem should be getting easier since the third set came out. Everyone's been able to get the third set. I have had all the stores in like the Portland, Vancouver area have been able to stock even Origins because that's getting reprinted now. When is the next Dokapon Kingdom stream? I need more. This isn't really a personal question, but yeah. Whenever Danny fucking texts me, it's his show. It's his show, dog. I'll message him today and ask when. This is a good time to segue into the genuine channel updates. I'm going to hit the manual ad break, get sent to the ad zone. Who the fuck is Danny? Danny Phantom EXE, the guy, one of the people we streamed Dokapon Kingdom with. The update is that he's got Pokemon stats. No. We'll pull up a slide and we'll do the actual updates. What makes you work or not work with other YouTubers? Mostly if they ask me. Secondarily, if I think they're a piece of shit or not. But I don't really be looking into other people's lives like that. And so it's like, I don't think there's anybody I've not worked with because I beef with them. So far, it's just been, hey, have they asked me to do something? I'm probably doing it. Or no, there was a huge, I I constantly scrub these memories from my life. But there's been I just don't consider them YouTubers. I consider them pieces of shit. There's been a number of there's been a number of people who have wanted to work with me and are mostly people who run up on me at conventions and say, "Hey, can we do a video together right now?" I don't work with those people. They piss me off very much. Specifically the people who run up on me, say, "Hey, can we do a video together right now?" And I'm like, sure, what's your idea? And then they don't have an idea. I'm very happy to be an extra. I'm very happy to collaborate with you on a skit. But a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I was just kind of hoping I could like put the camera on the two of us and you would do something funny." Fuck you guys. No, I'm saying that like any of them are watching. There's like 5 of those people I've ever met, and none of them are in this stream right now. But those guys fucking suck. You don't want to drop everything to promote someone else's shitty TikTok? Shocking. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That isn't their content then? What the fuck? It's so stupid, man. It's so fucking stupid. I know nothing about content creation and I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes. Yeah, there's been a definite brain poisoning of people know collaborations are good, and so when they're trying to think of what is a good video I can do, they think of a collaboration as an endpoint rather than a method to achieve something that is good. And so they think, well, if I get this collaboration with this person, it will be good because it is a collaboration, versus thinking of, well, if I have access to this person's time and labor, is there something we could do together that would be really good, and then going from there, which is what people who are actually making videos do, and not these like bottom feeding wannabe pieces of shit. If they come up and be like, red flag, green flag, commander, okay, and what commander do you want to give to the next person, or stuff like that, I've been seeing a lot of those styles from MagicCons. That's a little bit different. I hate that content on a deeply personal level, but it is not what I'm talking about here. I am not like offended by people who approach me to do that stuff. I have said yes to all of those so far, and I am probably going to begin saying no soon. Dance for my channel, funny man. Yeah, it's a little bit like that. It's just weird. It's just weird behavior. And I think part of the reason it's so what is the channel update? We're getting to it now. We're getting to it now. Where'd the thought go? I had a thought. Uh but part of the reason it's so pervasive is a lot of like, I think ironically it's getting both better and worse now that Magic is getting a little bit more mainstream. But Magic video makers were very, very like clicky. And so it was very easy for like one of these motherfuckers would do something rude and weird, and I would be like, "You suck." And then they would be like, then they would tell other people, "Maulhound's so elitist. He refused to collab with me because I wasn't big enough." I've learned about those conversations having happened over the course of the past year, and just been fucking baffled. I've been baffled every time. Um, but yeah, people will just go and like say random bullshit. It's yeah. What makes no sense to me is like, what's the point of putting a video of you on someone else's channel? Anyone with half a brain would be like, this is the normal content of the channel. Why would I want to follow for this? Well, it's because those people don't actually want to make shit. They just want, they believe that there is status associated with being a content creator, and by being seen with content creators they think are popular, it makes them more popular. That's like the only internal through line I can figure out for it. They're just people who don't fucking care about art. They just don't give a shit. They just want views, they just want follows, they just want to tell people like, oh, I have 50K on insert platform. They have no like, there is no element of comedy or drama or tragedy that they actually care about capturing and translating into the context of the niche that they exist in. Like there's no part of their lived experience that they care about sharing with other people. It's fucking stupid. I really appreciate that you treat your content as a craft rather than a fart button on soundboard distilled into video format. I mean, I was getting to fart button, but in the doing of it, I was like, this is less fun now. Like I've had people who are, I've had people who are much more successful than me tell me that one of the things I need to do better is care less, and it sounds, and like the thing is they're right. But there is a, because there's like caring about it, and then there's having your head up your own ass and being afraid to fail. And I kind of fall in the like, I get my head in my ass and I get afraid to fail versus just sincerity. But there's a lot of people who just like totally sand everything down and make it completely devoid of personality. Um, and I have found that I make less money and get less views, but enjoy doing this more when I choose to love it. And so I'm kind of going with that right now, and I'm hoping it's going to work out. Uh, but we will see. The presentation being named "How to Be a Hater," but the file being called "How to Build a Commander Deck" is really funny to me. It's one and the same. It's one and the same. Everyone thinks they can copy an existing creator's personality. Well, okay, they think that because you can, though. Dara, you're doing great. The only reason I didn't follow you on Instagram is because I can't be publicly associated with a furry. I'm sure you understand. I'm sure you understand. But I saw your stuff. I was like, oh, that's good. I can't hit follow back. That's a shame. That's a goddamn shame. But you do vids with Elk? Who are you talking about? No, I don't. I do vids with my friend 33. I do videos with my friend 33 Human. Okay, but this is tied in with the channel updates. So sorry. Uh, Everyone thinks they can copy an existing creator's personality. Yeah, they think that because you can, bro. Like Zach Braff hasn't managed to sue me yet. Am I proud of that comparison? Not completely, but it is accurate. You can just do it. Nobody stops you. Like another really good example recently. Let me. Has anybody seen videos from Alexa MTG? They're a relatively new creator who's been doing a series called where they do like you play against insert CEDH commander. Hear how not die. They've gotten like over 10K followers, and the last like they've done like 5 posts, and it's gotten them like 15K followers or something. They get like 6-figure views on every video they make. Good stuff. Wow, like lot of views, a lot of likes, very funny. Uh she's this guy. Yeah, and this guy's great too. But like you can just rip everything about it, translate it into new context, and then it's funny again. And that's what like I did with Zach Braff. It's what I did with all the stand-up comedians I've watched. It's what like nearly every it's the Simpsons did it, just on another layer. But like the videos are just one for one for one. And many of my videos were like one for one gags that we've seen on um that we've seen in TVs, that we've seen in movies. Think I could ape the prop style? Yeah. Um, because like everyone starts out mimicking the people they find entertaining before they develop their own style. Yeah, that's how it always happens. That's how you grow as an artist. You start by tracing shit, and then you figure out where you want to make little differences, and then you make the little differences. And after enough repetition, it is just different enough that people are like, "Oh, that's your style now," which really pisses me off. Like, it's one of the things where um it I've always had a very hard because a lot of people on the internet are also really fucking precious about their style, which I've never understood because I have for a long time seen it from this perspective of like exact same video, good for both of you. Why are and even this guy, hold on, even this guy, those videos are this book. Good for both of you. We have translated it into a new context and people like it again. Um but some people get really possessive of their of what they think of are their ideas. Those people are also insufferable. Okay, let's go to actual channel updates. Future Man X, I'm calling for you. I'm calling for you again. Let's do a new slide here. What's today's date? 31. The first caveman to make a cave painting. I'm the fucking best. I am the smartest and most artistic person to ever be. Could be argued that they view their style as their worth or value, or possibly their livelihood, and having it taken attacks the psyche. I mean, that's 100% it, but like, because that happened to me the first time. What's his name? Oh, is he making videos again? Good for him. Uh, this guy, a little bit after I had started making videos, started making these like thoughts on Blank Commander, and was doing a very similar shtick to like I'm gonna make fun of you for liking this commander. And I'm a big enough person to admit I got pressed like a fucking 5 year old when I first found out about his videos. I felt robbed. I felt stolen. I felt like the caveman who had made a cave painting, and then I watched another caveman make a cave painting, and I was like, how dare he do my thing? And then I sat with it for a couple days and realized I was being a fucking child. And he was making different jokes than I was making, and that I did not have mental ownership over the idea of making jokes. And just because it looked a little bit like mine, The fuck? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? And so now, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, as the kids say. No, 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 because that's still holding way too much space for my own ego. Like acting, acting like this is imitation, like acting like this is, or what's the right word? Not de-escalating, reducing his art to just imitation and trying to pretend that my art is not just imitation of somebody else. That's the problem. Acting like, oh, he's the pretender, not me, who ripped my whole fucking shtick from the idea of a Comedy Central roast. That's where the issue is. Something, something, all art is derivative. Yeah, and that's the point I've reached now. And now I can accept that, like, yeah, he was doing good. I don't know why he stopped, actually, because we never spoke. And he even like jumped off of, I think, 2 of my videos, and we never beefed. And like, he was funny. Isn't the full quote, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery that mediocrity can pay to greatness? Yes, which is why I don't like using it, because it's still having this like bullshit inflated ego and being hyper possessive of your ideas. Madra, you will not. Right, it's the assuming that I'm greatness in that sentence. When I'm not greatness, I'm just another guy doing his fucking thing. And pretty much everybody who has a TikTok account is just another person doing their thing and trying to be like, how dare you rip me off? How dare you? I'm the only person who has ever done 3 people skits. How dare you? You have one character that's over the top and one character that's reserved and is a self insert for your based opinions? How dare you steal from me? That's what people sound like to me when they talk about, oh, they took my idea. How dare they? It's so creatively bankrupt. Caveman rolling up with a 4-person skit. Dude, people did it to Z. Z made a video once where it wasn't even the full video, but in part of the video, they overlaid like a card and cracked wise about it, and multiple people commented on that video, "Stop trying to be Maulhound." We like laughed about those comments, and we were mad as shit. It was, yeah. Well, all your scripts are original. Z was pointing out that it was also with like stuff that they had, like there was a skit that they had written front to back on their own, and it was just funny, and people were like, how dare you copy Maulhound by being funny on the internet about magic. Anyway, okay, channel updates. Channel updates before I yell about meaningless shit anymore. Tangent over, done. We gotta make this bigger. Okay, roasts. All right, this is the biggest change. The deck roasting is going to become something that is once a week at most. It takes a lot of time. It consistently makes me talk so much, so quickly, so nonstop that I basically always hurt my jaw while doing it. I think even if my jaw gets better, My joints are a pile of shit. And because my joints are a big old pile of shit, I doubt it will ever be good enough for me to go back to just like roasting nonstop, nonstop, nonstop. Um, so those are going to get pared back. Rather than talk about reviews, let's talk about what happens to streams because of that. Because right now, streams are like, we're doing deck roasting, we're doing competitions, we're talking about a deck I'm building. It's going to be less of that. We're probably going to do more variety gaming. I don't totally know how I feel about this yet. I'm not certain if it's going to be League. Um, the problem with this is more variety gaming, more, but shorter streams. So, what will likely happen is we will have more unbroken days. Like, it'll be more of I stream every day, and more of today's stream was 2 hours of me playing Slay the Spire, 2 hours of me playing Pokemon, 2 hours of me doing XYZ. Rather than what we get right now. Right now, we get like 4 times a week. I'm going to go live for 4 to 5 hours. Those streams aren't going to happen anymore. We're actually coming up on my Jaws time limit. So I'm probably going to have to refund Superman X or maybe publish their roast on the other channel and film it after I ice my jaw. Because in 10 minutes, I'm going to go lay down and do hot and cold on my jaw. So that's what it's going to become. Is we're going to get a lot of like probably noon to 2. We're probably not going to move the time slot too much. And it's going to be yeah, a lot of random shit. And I'm gonna have to see what that does to my viewership, and I'm gonna see what that have to see what that does to my money before I make future determinations about how much time I can spend streaming. But I still really like streaming. I still really want to do it. I want to find a way I can do it, um, and still talk about Magic and talk about like fun cards, stuff that happened in Commander games, but not have to be trying to rapid fire fart noises for 4 hours every day. So that is what's going to happen with streaming. Boss, how do the custom card streams fit into this? I don't know yet. A big problem we have had with custom card streams is they got to be pretty long to get through a meaningful amount. What I will say is looking at custom Magic cards will remain a cornerstone of variety streams. That will remain a redeem. That will still probably limit it to 5 every day. And so it'll just be like, here's custom Magic card time for the day. Maybe I'll bring back, you can donate to make me look at more, but we're still going to have some type of cap. But the place that the place that I think I have settled into a little bit, and I would like to continue trying to grease the groove of, is being the comfort stream, right? Every day, because I've been noticing with the review channel, there have been a number of people who like the review channel the most who are like, I really like having one of these to watch, like put on in the background every single day. And so I think there is value in me being able to jump on here and yell about my dumb perspective on life for a little bit every day. I just have to make them more bite-sized. Does shorter streams mean no Dokapon? I hope not. I would like to keep doing Dokapon Kingdom, but I do have to clear that with Danny. Like it because the first one we did was like 5 hours, and I do have to talk to them and say, hey, I can't do that again. I can maybe do that once a month, and I need a lot of heads up. But I could see myself doing a 2-hour Dokapon stream once a week, that type of thing. So more variety gaming, more streams, shorter streams. Malt, have you ever worked a real job? Yes, I have run my own startup badly. I have climbed the corporate ladder at a real white collar job, and then I have done this job. So I have not done many real jobs. I have never worked a manual labor job. I have never worked a customer service job. I'm a little soft baby boy, but I have worked a real job. Yeah, I've not done retail or food service, and I think I would be a more well rounded person if I had, but I'm certainly not going to do it now when I can make money by making fart jokes. Okay. So streams more but shorter. So this is hopefully going to mean more time for videos because I'm only going to be streaming. Let me pull up my. When you say more streams, what does this mean exactly? You were streaming almost every day in the week before your forced hiatus. It means we're probably going to every day in the week. Hello, Nerd Girl, and or Veggie, and or Schultz. All right, we're good. We're good. He had a little ouchie boo boo. They're okay. Maybe for custom cards, you can save them for an end of stream thing, and you have someplace in Discord to post and verify the redeem. Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry. We've tried doing that in the past. The problem is people will show up at the beginning. Like, people buy them quickly enough that people have to show up at the beginning of stream to buy them, and it feels bad to hold people hostage until the end of the stream to get them looked at. So how do I look at, like, oh god, the fall off is the fall off hurts to look at. This is actually an okay. This is perfect, actually. These are perfect. These are perfect numbers to look at. So MLP with, like, what do you mean? So what the numbers say, over the past 180 days, I have on average streamed every other day. I have also on average streamed what, like 2.5 hours a day. Not quite 3, but 2.5 hours a day. And this is with the, like, we're way down too. Going forward, what will probably happen is we will stream 6 days a week, and it will be 2 hours every time. So we will have fewer hours streamed, and we will have more streams done. Mr. Ninja, thank you for the 14 months at tier 1. Welcome to the dog home. Has putting together a custom cube draft for a pod of your fellow nerd pals and yourself ever crossed that dome piece of yours? I've thought about it. It's too much work. Hard. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do hard things. Decked out EDH, thank you for the prime sub. Welcome back to the dog home, nerd girl. Right. Let's finish the updates. So, videos, more, hopefully. Probably. I don't know if it's going to be short or long forms yet. But what I want to do is reclaim the time that I was spending streaming, and by being healthier, because I'm streaming less, be able to do more skits, be able to do more commander roasts, be able to do more long form videos. And so if all goes well, what will happen like a month from now is we will be on 5 to 6 days a week. We're streaming. It's 2 hours every day. Only 1 day a week is magic. More skits are getting posted. One thing I really want to do, and we did a little bit of it during the subathon, and it worked okay, but not great. One thing I really want to do is stream the scripting and skit filming process. But, like, the highs of it were really good, and the lows of it were really low. And so that's one of the things I'm rolling around in my head, is I am taking more and more of my own, like, personal mental RAM, and I'm spending it on trying to figure out how to make better skits. That's probably the skill I want to develop the most over the next, like, 3 months. Is close close the distance on Key and Peele, which is currently, I'm like a universe away. So if we can get to 0.8 of a universe away instead of an entire universe away over the next 3 months, and the reason I'm thinking about streaming it is because right now when I'm trying to write a skit and I get stuck, what has consistently helped me the most is trying to explain the skit to Z and then staring at them like this when they don't laugh. Because when I do that, I realize pretty immediately why it's not funny. And I also realize pretty immediately, okay, well, what could I do to try to make it funny? And when we did this for Commander reviews on stream during the subathon, and it was received decently. So we'll probably try it out once or twice. What are the other relevant parts of channel updates? Oh, right. What's happening with reviews? These will come back soon. There is even a world. There is even a world where the off-stream deck reviews drop to $10. We're still a little bit far from that world, because I have to have a lot of confidence in the viewership of the review channel. But let me pull up the YouTube page for this. But like when I made this channel, my hope was that each video would get like 2,000 views. Now every video is like, the worst is 5,000. The Tutaru Taru deck is the clickbait 9,000. This is one of my greatest successes from a title standpoint. It is the only video on this channel that has hit 30K so far. Doing really, really good. So Rigo, deck roasts, we're still gonna do them. We're just only gonna do them once a week. But like even the ones that don't go that crazy, it's like there's a lot of videos. There's a lot of videos that are doing double digit K views. So it's making enough money that if the trend continues like this, we can bring the price of those reviews down to $10. That will probably require like 2 more months of this type of performance before I'm comfortable doing that. I think the other thing. When do the deck row spots reset to buy? Normally on Sunday. They did not reset today because I'm not doing any this next week. If any go for sale, they will go for sale next Sunday. One, no, I think I just don't want to sell ad space on this. I was thinking about one thing that I could do that would be financially better for you guys, but would be bad for the viewing experience was this channel is now getting enough views where it would be possible to sell pretty cheap ads, but like $100 is $100. And I could offer like if your video gets chosen to have an ad on it, I refund you whatever you paid. And then you get a free review and I get all of my monetization on the back end. Um, but I think that bloats the viewing experience enough. I would rather just not sell ad space on this channel. So I'm just not going to do that. Oh, what would you think about having it be on stream when possible and having that person who brewed it be in a Discord call? You read my fucking mind, dog. You read my motherfucking mind. That has been a bug in my ear for the last week. Has been like, this man is a cautionary tale. You don't want to be like this man. This man has dead eyes and he has no hobbies outside of his job. But a type of content he does that works really well is him on stage responding to people question, and he tries to say something quippy or wise or authoritative. Um, and so I have considered, because one thing I dislike about the deck reviews is oftentimes, or not often, sorry, I get it right very, very much, but sometimes I will fight a ghost. And by fight a ghost, I mean I will interrogate some element of their like deck building or perceived deck bias that's not actually true. And that makes me feel bad because it's worse content, it's worse customer satisfaction, and I just don't like being wrong. And so what I'm thinking about is offering a type of thing, whether it's probably wouldn't be for stream because I can't risk somebody yelling the N-word. Um Oh, Tomu, it's not you who I'm thinking of. I got you dead on, bro. But having an option where it's you get to jump instead of it being a 20-minute video that I make totally alone, you get to jump into a 20-minute call with me, and I am allowed to make clips from that call as well, but elements of that call make it onto the video. Does this much of a roast reduction not mean you have less material to make videos on? It does, which is why we still have to do once a week. So this may be coming to a review channel near you. The tough part would be nailing down the price and the scheduling, because it would have to cost, I think, more. I don't want to make it exorbitant. $5,000. No, 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 no. uh, it wouldn't be a ton, but it would definitely be a little bit more. I think it would depend on how much do I trust people to not go on a tangent. I think the difficult part would be I would have to have a really hard line about how long we could be on call together. Because if you pay me $200, I'll chill for an hour. Yeah, whatever. But if I'm trying to make it affordable, it has to be here's the affordable option. You get to do it for we get to talk for 20 minutes. And at 20 minutes, I'm dipping. That's all you get. Uh you can actually, even if anybody, like, don't scroll too long. Don't scroll too long through Hormozy's Instagram. But if you do look a little bit, you can see like a lot of my posture and recent speaking patterns are stolen from him because of that thing I talked about earlier. What's up, Keyboard and Mouse? We're almost to the end of today's stream. Could you just name a rate and they pay what they want? No, because I want the videos to remain about the same length on the review channel. Like, I want to be able to keep publishing one a day that is in the 15 to 30-minute range. And so I could probably offer like, no, I don't think I could. It would just be like, you get 20 minutes. If we take 23 minutes, I'm not going to freak out. Um, but it's like at 25 minutes, I'm ending the call. Yeah, and coupon a dad, that's what I want. Because what I hate, what makes me feel, what makes me feel really bad in my tummy is when I give people all this advice and the response I get is like, oh, this is a really good idea, but it's not really what I was thinking of. And so I would love to have them in a call so that when I start going down that path, I can say, is this what you were thinking? Does this sound attractive to you? Do you understand why I'm telling you I don't like what you're currently doing? Or does it not make any sense? Right? Or are you like, oh, I know what I'm currently doing is bad. I'm okay with it being bad. How do we keep it, like, more real? Like, I don't want to I want to guard against straw manning you guys. Because the more I review decks like this, like, I think it's really easy to make videos where you just dunk on somebody nonstop. And it's really easy to make videos where you pretend something is way better than it is. But I think there is a level of like, holy shit, 39,000. I'm the fucking goat, baby. What the hell? What the fuck? What the what the fuck? um Does this mean you will be moving to making the YouTube variety channel too, since it could be good to make it a daily channel with maybe 4 variety games and 3 roasts per week? Not sure yet. Has anybody perfect world, I become Seth. None of you will understand this reference. Many of you will think I'm talking about MTG Goldfish. I am not. I am talking about Seth Zintach. They're a like YouTuber. The better comparison is Video Game Donkey. If I was good enough to do it, I would do it right now. But the goal is for my main channel to become Video Game Donkey. And the what's currently the VOD channel to become where it's like all magic all the time. So we'll see. So the answer is I don't want to make a variety channel. I want to convert my current channel into a variety channel. And then I'll probably post the first couple on the variety channel to work out what Nick is talking about, to work out the kinks, because I'm not going to be good at it when I start. But I want to get good at it. What about having a framework of questioning? I mean, I think the thing that I want out of this is not to have it be an ironed out framework. I want to be able to, in real time, ask you, are we on the same page about this? Out of curiosity, are we ever going to see more competitions? That's the big question. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I really like doing them. I have seen other people try to do deck building contests on the internet, and the ones we're doing are so much better. I really want to keep doing them. I really think they have promise. I think we already do, and I think we can do them in a way that is so much more engaging than the other bullshit I have seen. But I gotta talk so long. But I gotta talk so fucking long. So I have to figure out a way to deal with that. Nick, we already do that. I already have Google Forms you fill out when you book. We could do it across a week, yeah. That's true. Deck roast will continue till the channel is variety. Honestly, yeah. Like the like I don't think the I don't think they'll ever stop totally, because I do enjoy them. But the moment you guys see a Video Game Donkey-esque video on this channel do well, there's no roast happening that week. We're taking a month off. Instantaneously. Instantaneously. Taylor, we're gonna do the 3-judge structure. I'm gonna steal from American Idol for the next one. Okay, I think that covers everything. Covers like future of the videos, what's happening with deck roasts, what's happening with streams, what's happening with short form. The possibility of reviews on a Discord call with me. Is there anything else? Hey, Rigo, thank you. That's so kind. No. And we're in overtime. This is going to be really weird for me and really hard for me. We're going to end the stream there. We're going to grab the bald guy and we're going to fucking raid somebody. Is the way you decide what to variety stream the same as it used to be? No, the deck reviews make enough money that variety streaming doesn't have to make a lot of money now. Oh shit, the fucking... Hold on, the raid message bot isn't live. But the deck review channel, we can get weirder with the variety games because now the deck review channel makes enough money that I don't have to like monetize the variety stream to an inch of its life to be able to keep doing it. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna pull up the bald Kai. I'm so sorry we didn't do the deck roast today. We're gonna refund future Man X. Where is my bald Kai? Stay on. Stay on. I've turned you on. Please stay on. Me when Ben Shapiro impression. Please stay on. I turned you on once. Please stay on forever. Okay, bald Kai's here. Let's find somebody to raid. Elk is still live. Perfect. We'll pay it forward to Elk. So with that in mind, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow, motherfuckers. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for putting up with all the One Piece vamping, the very extended channel updates. I hope you're having a great day, and please remember to stay toxic.